This review brought to you by Starting Over Brand Wallets. When your economy is structured to allow infinite growth within a context of finite resources and excludes any built-in mechanism to ensure that the owner class does not fuel that growth primarily on the exploitation of the working class, consider starting over. Bottom line, how you feel about RBG the movie is going to depend a lot on how you feel about RBG the person. Ruth Bader Ginsburg has done a lot for the United States, not only as a justice of the Supreme Court, where she presided over landmark decisions like King v. Burwell, which bolstered subsidies in the Affordable Care Act for insurance plans purchased through the exchanges, to Obergefell v. Hodges, which disambiguated gender from the legal institution of marriage, but also as a director of the ACLU, where she helped set legal precedents that would start the US government down the path of acknowledging the realities of gender-based discrimination. But we're here to talk about the documentary. On the surface, this is a biography of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but since her life was set to the backdrop of American bigotry, the result is that the film focuses on RBG's adversity to it. For the hour-and-a-half runtime of this documentary, consider yourself stuck in the all-too currently relevant landscape of American politics. And while I wouldn't expect a documentary to spend too much time verbalizing that the people on screen are by and large scumbags, the fact that this is all happening in such recent memory means that if you have any feelings at all about what's going on in this country, they're going to be brought back here. I mean, they try to humanize Antonin Scalia, for f***'s sake. I think that because the film is set from the perspective of Justice Bader Ginsburg, it becomes easy to see her as a cipher through which we can humanize the face of American law as this fun old Jewish lady that reminds me of my Savta. But the face of law isn't human, and I couldn't turn my brain off on a subject this contemporary for long enough to view RBG with the dispassion it would take to enjoy it. This movie is very white. And by that I mean that it's a movie about feminism with no intersectional perspective. And though I know that Justice Bader Ginsburg is for the most part aware of her own privilege, the movie underplays it in a way that I think is meant to appeal specifically to white audiences. What this movie does do well is that it humanizes her as a person, and it manages to both feed her cult of personality as well as help us remember that systemic gender equality is such a new topic in American legislature that we've barely taken it out of the box, much less finished assembling it. And whether or not you enjoy RBG as a movie will depend upon your tolerance for people that treat your life like it's a game of Monopoly, many of whom are still at large to this day. I want this movie to succeed, because it's important to respect the work that Ruth Bader Ginsburg actually has done for us. But whether or not you're going to enjoy it is going to depend on whether or not you're its target audience.